Let's talk about how differentials get used in Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 and even some in Calc 2. Often there we'll be saying something like u equals e to the x, and we can just treat u as if it's y, and then it'll say du equals question mark. So if this was y equals e to the x, what is dy? Well, remember, we basically say dy equals f prime times dx. So now we're just using slightly different letters. So we'd say du equals e to the x prime times dx, or du equals e to the x dx. Don't even need the parentheses there. If it was slightly more complicated, like u equals e to the negative x over 7, let's say, go ahead and compute du. I mean, compute, I don't mean numbers, but just do formulas. Well, you'd say it's e to the negative x over 7 prime dx. Derivative of e to the stuff is e to that same stuff times the derivative of the stuff. So that's e to the negative x over 7. Do you need the quotient rule here? No, because dividing by 7 is like multiplying by a constant 1/7. So you can just keep that constant negative 1/7 there. And if you felt like it, you could call this negative 1/7 e to the negative x over 7 dx. All right, let's do another quick one or two. How about u equals 1 minus t squared? Here, just treat t as if it's x. So du equals 1 minus t squared prime dt. And what is the derivative of 1 minus t squared? It's just, well, the 1 becomes 0 when you take the derivative. We'll just ignore writing that. Still have the minus 2t. You could say t to the 1, but there's no need to. So du equals negative 2t dt. Or if I had a positive, if I had a plus here, it would be du equals 2t dt. That happens all the time in Chapter 6, in Calc 1, and again in Calc 2. So you'll be used to writing that kind of thing over and over. How about u equals 1 over x? What is du? Well, to take the derivative of 1 over x, it's often helpful to write it as x to the negative 1. So we could think of this as x to the negative 1 prime dx. So du equals negative 1 x to the negative 2 dx by the power rule, the constant power rule. And then let's contrast that. What if u was equal to log x? Oh, not dx. What is du then? Remember, what's the derivative of log? It's 1 over x dx. I mean, I could have written du equals log prime times dx, but here we just made the big jump. So that's something lots of people get confused on continually. I even make mistakes every now and then, so it's nothing to be ashamed of. It just takes more practice. Derivative of 1 over x is a power rule thing. Derivative of log is 1 over x.